In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get even spacing between names in a circle. A lot of times what will happen is your first name and your last name will end up overlapping, or the spacing isn't the same as the space in between the rest of the names. So this is what I have done, and the spacing, as you can see, is equal between all of the names. So I'm going to go ahead and undo a bunch of this so I can get back to sorry, I just didn't want to redo it all again. Alright, so I'll go ahead and delete this one. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is have a shape. Alright, if I come to my preview, I can see that my shape is going to cut and my Christmas tree and my Merry Christmas words are going to print. And that's what I want, okay? And then you're going to want to, let me zoom in here, type out your names. So you want them to be individual, okay? You can type them all out in a line like I've done here, but if you do that, I should say, you're going to have to ungroup that line and then select each name and group it separately, because they all need to be its own object. All right. Okay. So then what I can do is select all those names and come over to my position and size, and I'm going to align them to the top. Reason being, if I align them to the bottom, because of the Y, they're not going to be aligned properly. If I align them to the top, all of the capital letters are the same. Don't worry about the spacing at this point, okay? So my ornament size here is a 4-inch wide ornament tag. All right, so I need to draw out a circle, and that circle also needs to be 4 inches wide, okay? And then what I can do is draw out a rectangle, just a skinny rectangle at the bottom, and then what I need to figure out is how long these names need to be equally spaced inside here. So if I take this circle and I cut it right here and I lay it out as a string, I need to know how long it needs to be. And it's very easy to do that. Just come to Google and type in pi times 4. Because my circle is a 4-inch circle, that's what my number here is going to be. So pi times whatever the width of your circle is going to give you this number. Okay, 12.566. So then I can select my rectangle and make sure that that is 12.566 and hit enter. Okay, then I can select all of my names and that rectangle and come up to Object, Distribute, Distribute to Selection below, and you may have to click on that and then come back to Distribute and then distribute space horizontally. Okay, so that didn't work, right? Well, it didn't work because my rectangle in my layers panel has to be at the bottom. Okay, so let's do that again. Object, distribute. Now you won't have to select that and come back. You can just select distribute space horizontally. All right. So now if I select all of these names and the rectangle and the circle, and I apply object on path, if I select the auto preview, you can see how they're overlapped here. They're not evenly spaced between the first name and the last name. So to fix that, what I can do is draw another rectangle next to the last name, just a very small rectangle, okay? And then I can select all of this, the names, the small rectangle, the long rectangle, and go to Object, Distribute, distribute to selection below, distribute space horizontally, okay? Then I can go ahead and delete this rectangle. And that little rectangle acted as another name, all right? So now when I select all of these names and this circle, and I apply effects, object on path, and select auto preview, you can see that all of my names are evenly spaced all the way around the circle. Now I want this to be inside the circle, so I'll select the alignment to be the top, and then I'll click OK. Then I can select my names, bring them over to my ornament. I can get rid of this circle, I can get rid of this rectangle, and I'll zoom in here, and I can select my names and my tag, and I can come to the alignment and align them horizontally. And there you have it, all evenly spaced. You know, it seems like a lot. You can, at this point, what you want to make sure you do is select your names, come to the style, and make sure those are set to print. I almost forgot that part. So let's preview. Everything that's going to print is in black, which is correct, and the tag is going to cut, and that's correct, okay? You always want to check your preview before you cut, just to make sure that everything's set the way it's supposed to. And if it's not, then you need to select it and come over to your style panel and, you know, tell it what you want it to do, whether you want it to cut, scrawl. I was trying to say score and draw at the same time. Oh my goodness. It's early, y'all. It's like 6 in the morning. Okay. You know, so you need to assign each layer. And you always need to do that, okay? And then check your preview, make sure it's correct before you send anything to the cutter or the printer, okay? Then you can select all of this and group it, and you can make it whatever size you want. If you want only a 3-inch tag, then just make it a 3-inch tag, okay? So that's that. I think I covered everything. If not, feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. Or you can find me in the Facebook group, and there's a link for that also in the description below. So thanks for watching.